but it's only a hobby. It's a way I relax. It's the way I decompress. It's something that I enjoy. I've done it since I was a kid. These are all things I hear when I tell men about this particular relationship no-go for me. Hi, this is Janelle, the relationship coach behind the Successful Invisible, and this is my dating tip for today. And that tip is, as a grown woman, once again, this platform is for grown folks, don't date men in any serious capacity that play video games. On a very sad note, not too long ago from when I'm posting this video, there was a case that was reported where a man, due to his neglect, because he wanted to play video games, left his 2-year-old, not even 2-year-old, it was a several months old child locked in the car in Arizona, and the child did pass. Now that is a very extreme example of why I do not recommend any woman that is serious about partnership and wants an emotionally mature partner that they don't play video games, but that is one extreme. But don't date men that play video games. There are a couple reasons why this is a dating don't. Number one, you have to think about it. Women do not have an activity that they have done since childhood, 9 times out of 10, that they can still engage with that is seen as socially acceptable. Many men who play video games started playing them when they were very young. There are a lot of learning issues that have come from men who have spent a lot of time in their formative years when your brain's growing and developing, and he may have game-induced ADHD. I am not a professional at this. I just happen to have a parent who is a retired educator, and she knows all the stats about this. But on another hand, it is a huge sign that there's a part of this man, likely a significant part, that has not grown up or matured. Also, in the sad story I was just telling, it's also a sign that he is going to neglect very key and important things about his responsibilities in a family, in the relationship, etc., because he wants to play video games. It also is a sign, not all the times, but many times, of escapism. He's running from his problems instead of facing them and figuring out or taking strategic action to get out of some space in life that he's not happy. He runs and escapes in video games. Another thing that is concerning to me personally, and what I've observed with clients and peers who have decided to date a man that plays video games on a regular basis, this is specifically that, but from my experience, grown men don't casually play video games. They either play them or they don't. So it interferes with responsibilities. It definitely is a major sign, more often than not, that there's a lack of maturity there. It's a sign of escapism, but also it's very easy for that man to be absorbed into a toxic group or culture, likely of a very misogynistic, like incel red pill rhetoric if he does group gaming, which as you go along, that's usually what adults do because they can afford the expensive equipment and everything. It also is a way that people become desensitized to violence, especially if he likes violent video games. There is nothing personally good that I have ever seen from a woman who has dated a man in any serious capacity who played video games. Just don't do it. A lot of times, these are men who need to grow, develop, possibly go to counseling about something if they're using it as a form of escapism and run away from it. It's a way to disconnect from their lives. Think about that. Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who wants to disconnect from you? I'm not talking about have downtime and relax. We all want that. In the right measure, it is definitely healthy, it's appropriate, and you need that as a part of just a healthy lifestyle. I'm talking about the people, the men who spend hours and hours and hours gaming. You do not find this same characteristic in grown women who game. For the most part, of course, there are always exceptions. They're not going to neglect their children, their household, not going to work, escaping monetary problems by playing video games. So this is a huge one. I know some people aren't going to like it, but it is very risky for a grown woman who is seeking any type of secure, consistent relationship with a man if he plays video games. Like I said, I have never met a grown man who plays video games casually. Now, this is anecdotal on my part, but I have to admit that in my personal life, nor with my clients I work with, they either did not play them at all or they were addicted to them. That's another thing. It really is on an extreme. I'm not saying that there aren't men who play video games casually. There definitely are. The point is, it is not, I don't believe, in any woman's best interest to engage with or seriously entertain any man who plays video games. He is spending a lot of valuable time and probably money investing in the equipment to play that he could be investing in other parts of his life, whether it's in the relationship, if you're in a serious relationship or married, or in helping better himself. Of course, not to the neglect of anything else that's important. So that's my tip. Don't date men who play video games. It's a waste of time.